Aina, and welcome to Voices of Truth One-on-One with Hawaii's Future, brought to you by the Kiwani Foundation. I'm Ehu Keikahu Cardwell, and here we are today out on the west side of Oahu in Waianae. And I'll tell you right now, we have a fascinating guest on the show, so let's go on over here and meet him. Kaukaohu, aloha.
Aloha,
How are you?
Maikai ilo.
Good. Kaukaohu Wahilani. Did I say your name right?
Maikai.
Wonderful. And tell us where we are today, Kaukaohu.
Well, we're in the Iliaina of Pu'ea, which is Waianae Valley for all the old timers. Pu'ea is the original name for Waianae Valley. So we're in the Iliaina of Pu'ea up in Ka'ala Farms.
So this is Ka'ala Farm.
Yes.
Can we walk this way and take a look at it?
Sure.
Super. So is this place significant to you, Kaukaohu?
Yes, it's been significant for me for the last couple years. This is like my piko, and this is where I come to reconnect myself to my kupuna, to haloa, to the aina, and yeah, it's where I'll be in perpetuity.
Wow. So what is a piko? What does that mean? Tell us.
For me, my manao on the piko would be a source, would be my source of mana'o, of ike, of just my identity as a Kanaka.
Wow. So the word you use there, mana'o, ike, knowledge,
yes.
Power, grounding.
Yes.
So this land is really source land for you. This is where you feel you should be, yeah?
Yes. So this would be like our pu'uhonua. This would be our sanctuary. You know, the aina speaks for itself. Aina momona. Yeah, so that's why I love being here.
This is a working farm, yeah?
Yes, it is.
And what are you working on up here?
Well, we have 3 lo'i patches that's in the back, and we have some families right now that are huki kikalo. They're harvesting.
They're harvesting the taro.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
As we speak, we have some families that are doing it. So every Sundays we've been meeting up here, and we call it. This is our church. We call it Super Sustainable Sundays. So you can't be sovereign without food. We've been up here 53 Sundays, consecutive Sundays. We missed Mother's Day, Easter, and La Ho'i Ho'i. But we were up here New Year's, Christmas, and Super Bowl. Yeah.
Now that's real commitment.
Yes, it is. Yes. So I'm the alakai for Hui Kuliki Kako. At the core of our Hui Kuliki Kako, we have maybe like 9 or 10, but in its entirety, we have probably like 25 to 40 members, Hui Kuliki Kako, and what we've all got together because of Mauna Wakea in 2014 and 15. Actually, the DOI, and then when Mauna Kea arose, then Mauna Kea brought us together, and we've been family ever since.
A lot of significance in kalo and taro for Kanakamali, for
Yes.
Hawaiians, yeah?
Yes.
And it has to do with haloa.
Yes.
Explain that for our viewers, please.
Haloa is in the chant, the Kumulipo chant, the chant of creation. Haloa, the kalo is looked upon us. We looked upon as an older sibling. So the story of Haloa, Papa Hanao, Moku Earth Mother, and Wakea Sky Father, they ho'opulapula, they made love, and they had their first offspring was Hohoku Kalani. Hohoku Kalani grew up to be a beautiful wahine, and she also slept with her father, Wakea. And through their union, she gave birth to Haloa Nakalau Kapalili. So Haloa Nakalau Kapalili was stillborn. And Hohoku Kalani was very saddened over the loss of her child. So she wept over her child, and she planted, or people say buried, but I believe she planted her child, the eastern part of her hale, and through the tears that nourished that fell upon Haloa Nakalau Kapalili, the first kalo sprouted.
The first taro.
Yes.
And that was haloa.
That was haloa, yes. And so ever since that moment, in time immemorial, kalo has been interweaved with our people and has been a source of me'ai for our people for time immemorial, you know, for time infinite.
Kaukaohu, it isn't just that kalo taro is food for you guys.
Yes.
You guys are actually related to it.
Hikino.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
like your first original brother, yes?
Yes, yes, it's our older sibling. So
Yeah.
we revere it, and we share love back to it, and we love Haloa.
Kaukaohu, it's obvious to me that you're very grounded to the Aina, to the land here. Why is it important for everybody to be grounded to the Aina?
That's a great question, Ehu, and thank you for asking that. So, for me, you know, I graduated Waianae High School in 1984, and so it's been 34 years I've been out of high school, but yet I can still recite the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. You know, not knowing where my identity, who I am as a Kanaka on this honua. So getting reconnected back to the Aina, reconnecting back to our culture, reconnected back to Haloa has grounded me tremendously. The people without the knowledge of their history is like a tree without roots, so I'm being rerouted. I truly believe that all ethnicities, all people of all races, they were all mahi'ai at one time.
They're all farmers.
Yes, they were all farmers.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So, you know, and take care of the Aina takes care of you. You know?
Yeah.
So, Keli Yoka Aina, right? So,
Yeah.
the land is chief and we are stewards. But it's a symbiotic relationship. So, when we come up here every Sundays for our Super Sustainable Sundays, I mean, we do everything in protocol because that's one of the steps of being our people. That everything was, you know, our kupuna did everything with protocol. So, we start off with an aloha circle. We introduce ourselves, where we're from, and who we bring with us to our circle, to our workday. And then we head out to our kalo patches, and then we do protocol. We panikapu, and then my sister Kailana Kipalino Moa Eli, she does oli, and then we do he mu oya, and then we go into the lo'i. You know, we don't ask anybody, we don't force anybody to do anything they don't want to do. We just ask them to just listen to the Aina, and whatever the Aina is calling out to them to do, hikino, they do.
So if you listen to the Aina speaks to you.
Yes, if you truly listen to the
Yeah,
Aina, yes.
Yeah. All right, good. So now Kaukaohu, you've described the Kaukaohu of now, reconnected to the land. Tell us what the Kaukaohu of before was, before you got reconnected. What was he like?
I'm smiling because that's a very great question, Ehu. Well, I was born November 9, 1966. Eric, Kaukaohu Wahilani. So my mother she taught Hawaiian language and Hawaiian studies at UH in the mid-70s under the guidance of Uncle A.P. Anaya. And I told my mom, Mom, you're Kanaka. My whole name is Kanaka except for my first name. And she said, and I said, why Eric? And she said, why I like Eric the Red. You know, but that was like almost 51 years ago. So the Kaukaohu before, my family used to always call me Kaukaohu, you know. So ever since I unplugged myself in the matrix, you know, I had 47 years as Eric, Kaukaohu Wahilani. But now, since I'm going to be 51, so from 47 to the time I go to meet my ancestors, I am Kaukaohu. So this is the season for Kaukaohu. But when I was still Eric, I always had a sense of who I was. But because I was indoctrinated like so many other Kanaka, you know, being taught in the American system, you know, that I grew up learning about George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, Paul Revere, you know, and now knowing the truth, like I should start learning about our Mo'i Wahine Liliuokalani, Emma and Charles Navahi, you know, Willie Koki, you know, Kaui Keo'oli, you know, and our Ku'u Mo'i Wahine Liliuokalani.
You're related, your genealogy goes right back to this Aina, yes?
Yes, it does. What I found out too, that Kaiona was the goddess of Ka'ala, and Kaiona also, one of her kuleanas was to help the lost souls, you know. And then after doing my mo'oku ahau on my grandmother's side, on my grandma Kalama's side, her mother, my great-grandmother, was Tutu Wahine Kaiona. So when I found that, I was like, wow, I can make the connection to Ka'ala. Yeah.
So Kaukaohu, do you think you were one of the lost souls that got drawn back here?
Definitely, definitely. You know, and since my rebirthing, you might say, since my eala to reawaken and to, you know, to break free of the matrix, to be back here, you know, and just listening to my kupuna and listening to people that have been there before me, like Uncle Butch DeTroy, Uncle Eric Enos, you know, and taking that Ike Mana'o and to Holomua.
Mm. How difficult was it to break away from what you call the matrix?
You know, to me, it was kind of easy, but although, you know, people are going to be watching, well, you're still working, exactly, but the matrix I'm talking about is the matrix in my mind.
Up here?
Yes.
This matrix?
Yes.
Yeah.
To break free of that and to really, you know, to look, so now I look at things from my kupuna aspect, not from my aspect, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And everything that I try to do, always ask and always come from a place of pono. I cannot do nothing if I'm coming from a place of heva, because
of wrong, huh?
Yes, and because who I represent.
Mm-hmm.
I represent my kupuna, and being brought up in the matrix and being, you know, colonized and taught that, you know, this is the way you're supposed to live. But our people, they walked and talked with their kupuna before them, you know, even though they're living or they're you know, in another realm, you know. So now what I do, I know that I can't let my kupuna down because of my inoa, because of my name. So I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah, you know, as you're saying that, I was thinking that we've all heard the term of, you know, we got to walk our talk.
Yes.
But back in the old days in Hawaii, pre-contact days, if you didn't walk your talk, you died.
Yeah, you didn't walk anymore.
You didn't walk anymore because you didn't survive.
Yes.
So everybody here walked their talk.
Yes, exactly.
Today, in modern times, unfortunately, we have a choice. We can walk our talk or not.
Right.
But when you were saying, you know, everything you do represents your kupuna,
Yes.
that means, does it not, that all of the elders that lived before you, generation after generation after generation, going back thousands of years, yes?
Yes.
So every action that you take, every thought that you have, every decision you make for not only yourself, for Kaukaohu, but you make because of them, yeah?
Exactly. I wouldn't be the person who I am without my kupuna, and you're exactly right, and you're sharing that manao, and I'm also looking forward, you know, I have 3 sons, and I'm looking forward for my mo'opuna and the generations that are coming after, you know. So when the books are open and when history is, you know, Kanaka history is rewritten, and they look, and my mo'opuna can look and say, hey, there was my kupuna.
Kaukaohu, is this a two-way street? When you do everything in consideration of not only yourself, but of all the kupuna, the ancestors that came before you, is this a two-way street? You're considering them. Do they feed you information, guidance, and direction?
That's my ka'iloa. You know, ever since I've broken from the matrix, not only physically, but changing in my mind, I'm more and getting grounded to my identity, who I am and where I come from, that I am very more perceptive to my nakupuna. So I get these thoughts and I get this ike that, wow, like deep ike, you know, and I'm like, mahalo, and I always, you know, I try my best to fulfill it.
So if you listen, you can hear them, can't you?
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and their love for the land. I mean, you know, our ancestors, man, they're so my kailo through time and trial, and, you know, time and effort and trials, that they were able to have a system that really, really worked.
Yeah.
You know?
If it weren't for them, you and I would not be able to stand here today, because none of this would exist.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
Yes.
This would be a bunch of motels and maybe a supermarket, maybe a movie theater or something like that.
Yeah, or
If it
maybe something else.
You have reawakened. You've unplugged from the matrix.
Yes.
What about those who have not yet done it? Those who maybe want to but don't know how to do it, maybe are scared to do it. What about those?
Because I live on the Ahupua, the Moka of Wahilani, where people have said that we have the most naka on the planet. And I would say, you know, if that little bit of information gets out to them, you know, then just to reconnect and call out. I'm making a kahea to all naka who are still in the matrix. There's so much more to who you are as a Kanaka, and once you grasp that kuleana and that information, that who you are on this honua, that for me anyway, there's no turning back. There's no turning back, and and so, because I was once there.
What about those who say, you know what, if it was just me, I would be there next Sunday and every Sunday with you up here. But I got a family. I got kids to feed. And that's why I haven't stepped forward to do this, because I'm responsible for them. What do you say to them?
Well, I would say to all of that naka that, to answer your question, like if they were to come up here, you folks are welcome to come up, reach me on Facebook, do a kahea, come out and just get rerouted back into the aina. Get your feet in the lepo, and feel the aina and
feel the dirt, feel the mud.
Feel the mud, and learn the story of Haloa. And because, like I was saying, every Sundays we have people that come, new people that come from all over the world. We had students and teachers from Jeju Island. We had people from France, Switzerland.
They come right up here.
They come and join us for work, in New York, Texas, so, and they really love it. I mean, but the pico of everything that we do over here is aloha.
So Kaukaohu, the people that come from different parts of the world up here, do you think the ancestors from here put the kahea, the call, out to them?
I wouldn't doubt that, because I'm just amazed. And plus, I think that is very true, and also social media.
A lot of people can look at, a picture and description of Kala Farm,
yes,
and they can go, oh, well, that's nice. And then others look at it, maybe in France, Germany, Japan, or whatever, and go, I feel something. I have to go there. I must check this out.
Yeah, if they got that calling, to me, that's definitely kupuna calling.
What's some of the value you've gotten from being here each week, each Sunday?
Oh, the value I have is love and appreciation for the aina, love and appreciation for my kupuna, love and appreciation for those that are still coming, and love and appreciation.
Wow, for those that have been,
yes,
those that are right now,
and those that are coming,
and those that are yet to come.
Yes.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Hey, Ehu, do you want to follow me down so I can show you our 3 lo'i patches that we've been doing at Super Sustainable Sundays?
Let's look at them.
All right.
Let's go.
This is our first lo'i patch that a year ago we came up here and we were afraid to even go inside,
Why is that?
Because it was inundated with hono grass and California grass, and
so
there was no water.
Nothing like this.
No, it didn't. It looked like back there. You see all the
overgrown
California
stuff.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow.
And we were like, wow, how are we gonna start going in here? But we did, and so we're harvesting today. This is our first patch. It's called Malu Olu Olu, pleasant shade, because when we first started, we had a lot of shade there, and after we would hana, we would sit down in the shade, so it means pleasant shade. Our second patch is Maona, which means content. And then our very third patch is that's Vela. There's no shade, so it's always hot there.
Hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a combination of Hanalima and Aloha Aina, and just look at how beautiful our kalo is.
Where have we come to now?
We're here at the southern end of Pokai Bay, or the original name would be Marae, but we're here at Pokai Bay, the southern tip of Pokai Bay.
One of the things I keep hearing about is this new organization that came about as a result of the activities and protests at Mauna Kea.
Yes.
What is that? Tell us about that.
We went up to Mauna Kea, reawakened our na'au, and reawakened the lahui to Eala to rise, and and especially finding out the truths of there's no treaty of annexation, and through international law, and only through international law and U.S. constitutional law, that another country can occupy another country with a treaty of annexation. But we found that out, that there's no treaty of annexation. So we came together, there was a bunch of us, and we formed our Hui Kuliki Kako, which means we all stand together.
But this organization is it's awakening a lot of people, awakening just like you got awakened, yeah?
Yes.
Wow, wow. And so what's their reaction when they come to one of these and they experience that reawakening?
For a lot, being reawakened, the first part is anger. To get angry and to find out that you're lied to to find out that, you know, the indoctrination. However, to turn to really that anger into something positive, you know.
So the anger was when they learned that Hawaii is not, in fact, part of the U.S.
Yeah.
And they had been taught that and believed that for most of their lives.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And so then your job, you guys' job, is to take that anger and turn it around so it drives them forward into something, doing something positive.
Yes. I let them have their time to vent their frustration, because we all come from generational hurt. I just let them have their time with, you know, but I asked them to just, if you don't want to believe me, just hear what I'm saying and do your due diligence, and you can, it's online, it's in books, and you can find out the truth. And, you know, so once you learn the truth, what are you going to do with it? For me, it's no turning back. You know, it's aloha aina all the way.
So it sounds like what you do, Kaukaohu, is basically just kind of step and get out of the way. It's like, I'm here if you need me.
Yes.
But this is something you got to go through yourself.
Yes.
And get right with yourself.
Yes.
And then we're here for you when you
Yes.
want to come aboard.
Yes, very maikai, because, you know, you can only take a horse to the trough, but you can't force the horse to drink water. So
Right.
in this case, you know, any nakanaka or any napoya Hawaii, you know, once they find out the truth, then I'm here to help, and, you know, and that's all I can do is just to help them, but with compassion.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Good. Okay, so now, do you have any non-Kanaka that have attended these meetings and gone through the same process?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
So they've gotten angry too when they realized they were lied
Yes,
to?
because a lot of them, you know, are from European descent, and a lot of them are Americans, you know. But I have a good friend of mine, Brother Iowane. You know, he was a Marine. He was a medic in the Marines, and he actually stepped on the IED. But mahalo keoko that he's still intact. But you know, his wife has koko, and their nakeke have koko.
Okay, so she's Hawaiian and
Yes.
he's not, but
Yes.
children are Hawaiian.
Yes.
Okay.
But he is his pu'uvai and his na'au is Kanaka.
His heart is Kanaka.
Yes,
Wow.
his heart and his ike, and, you know, and I love this. I love their family, you know, and they're one of many that come to join us too.
But they originally came, didn't know what they were getting themselves into, kind of.
Yeah.
They heard the truth, and
Yes.
he got mad. Yes?
Yeah, he got
Former Marine.
Former Marine. You know, and then I have another good sister, Jessica Warshaw. You know, she found out too, and, you know, but at the root of their na'au is aloha aina. Their love for the aina. I think that's what bonded them, and that they're more perceptive to the truth, and you know, their hearts, you know, and I absolutely love them. Because our kingdom, you know, the Hawaiian kingdom prior to the January 17, 1893 was always inclusive. You know, and that's what I loved about our kingdom, that we're inclusive, in that people that came from the continent, like say Africa, of African American descent, when they were building the Pacific Railroad, and the Chinese people, they weren't, you know, I believe some of them were slaves, and when they came here, as soon as their foot touched the kingdom grounds, they were freed. And, you know, and I just love that about, you know, we weren't the most perfect kingdom, but however, we were very inclusive. You know, we were never exclusive, and so that's the aloha, and that's what I try to stand up to and to uphold, you know, to always invite. So when we go up to Ka'ala, I always tell everybody who's new to coming to work with us that the one prerequisite you have, as soon as you step into the lepo and work with us, then you're family.
Wow. Isn't that interesting that people who were slaves in the U.S. or other parts of the world, the minute they came here to the Hawaiian Kingdom and their foot touched the ground, the aina,
Yes.
they were then instantly free.
Yes.
Boy, if that doesn't tell the value of being connected to the aina, having your feet on the sacred ground, I don't know what does.
I know, yeah.
It's
yeah.
amazing, isn't it?
Yes, you know. And, yes.
Okay, Kaukaohu, Voices of Truth One-on-One with Hawaii's Future airs throughout Hawaii, but it also airs throughout the world, across the United States and many countries around the world. And I'll bet you right now, somebody may be watching you and me on the other side of the planet, and they're saying, boy, I'm really inspired by what I'm hearing. But it's just little old me, and I'm on the other side of the world, and I'm not connected to the land, but I now understand the value of being connected to my land right where I live. But I don't know how to do that. What would you say to them?
I would say just to have that Ike and Awa is my kaya at first. But I would say to go out and to seek the kupuna from where you're from.
The elders.
Yes, the elders from where you're from, and just to come with meekness and ask them, you know, this is my feeling, my mana'o, even though I'm not from here, but I would love to get connected culturally, spiritually, physically, and emotionally.
Wow. Wow, what a great message. You know what? That's where we got to leave it. Kaukaohu Wahilani, thank you so much. Mahalo to you for being on Voices of Truth. Please keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop, because you guys are making a difference.
Mahalo nui, Ehu.
Mahalo to you. And mahalo to our viewers. Remember, you can watch us 24/7 on the web on voicesoftruthtv.com, and you can like Voices of Truth One-on-One with Hawaii's Future on Facebook. I'm Kaukaohu Cardwell for the Kauani Foundation, along with Kaukaohu here. And until next time, ahui ho!
Ahui ho, malama pono, aloha.
Mahalo for watching Voices of Truth One-on-One with Hawaii's Future. Watch us on the web 24/7 at voicesoftruthtv.com. You'll find all our shows, including this one, in case you want to see it again or share it with family and friends. Also view our weekly video commentaries at freehawaiitv.com. And check out our blog, published daily, at freehawaii.info. It's all part of the Free Hawaii Broadcasting Network.